Hey, did you hear about Johnny's surprise party? Yeah, remember, it's a secret, so we have to be walking on eggshells. Say what? Hello and welcome to Free Talk's Say What. On this series of videos, we analyze one expression on every episode, and I explain you what is the meaning of the individual components of the expression. Then I explain you what is the meaning of the complete expression, and then I explain you how or in what situations you can use it. On the episode number 1, we talk about the expression too much on my plate. Did you watch that episode? No? You can do it when you finish with this video. On the episode of today, we are going to check the expression walking on eggshells. Walking on eggshells. So, as usual, we are going to start separating the expression into the individual words. I will explain those words, and then I will explain the meaning of the complete sentence. So let's start. First, we have walking. Walking. So walking is a verb, it's an action. And it's what you do when you put one foot, like this, one foot, and then you put the other foot in front of it, and then you put the other, and then you put the other, and the other, and now you are walking. Yeah? So when you want to go from one place to another, you can walk. You can use your legs to walk. In this expression, the verb walk is in the form of ing, walking. But you can say I walk, you are walking, he is walking, I walked, etc. But it's the same. We are talking about the action of walking. So that's clear. Then we have on. On. We check on the last episode. So on means that something is not in the interior, is on the surface. On. And then we have eggshell. 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 Eggshell is a compound word. That means that it is the combination of two words that together mean something new. So this word, eggshell, is the combination of the words egg and shell. So, what's an egg? So, of course, this is an egg. For us, this is food. We eat eggs. But actually, this is the product of hens. And chickens come out of eggs. We come out of our mother's bellies, and chickens come out of eggs. So this is the egg. But what we eat is what is inside the egg. But the thing that is covering this, this white thing that you see here, it's the eggshell. Eggshell. So when you want to cook an egg, you cannot just put this, and you cannot use the entire egg. You need to crack the eggshell. So you need to break the eggshell, and then you use the content of the egg. So this layer here, this cover of the egg, that is the eggshell. So when you need to cook an egg, you just hit your egg against maybe the pan or against the pot or wherever you are using, and it breaks because the eggshell is very fragile. It's very fragile. It's not very resistant. It's very, very fragile. Okay? So now, let's check what is the meaning of this expression together. We have walking on eggshells. So the meaning is very, very understandable. It's very literal. You walk, but you don't walk on the floor. You walk on eggshells. So what happens if you walk on eggshells? What happened to the eggshells? They break, right? Because they are very fragile. So if you walk on eggshells, they break. So if you don't want to break the eggshells, you need to walk very carefully. So you need to put a lot of attention to your steps. You cannot go just like that because you break the eggshells. So you need to walk very, very carefully, very slow, paying a lot of attention. So that is the literal meaning of walking on eggshells. But the use of this expression is not usually literal because it's not common that people walk on eggshells. You don't see that happening. So the implication of this expression is something more figurative. So it's not literal, it's figurative. And this means that when you are walking on eggshells, you are being extra careful. You are paying more attention to the things that you do, or the things that you say, or the reactions that you show, anything. You need to be careful because you don't want to upset the other person, or you don't want to let the other person know something. So you have to be very, very careful. For example, we can check the expression in the example in the beginning of this episode. We have a conversation between two persons, a guy and another guy. And then the first man, he says, did you know about Janice's secret birthday party? And the other guy says, yeah. And then he says, remember, it's secret. So you have to walk on eggshells. We have to be walking on eggshells. So the party is a secret. We don't want that Janice knows about the party. So we have to walk on eggshells. We have to be very careful, because if we mention something about the party is ruined. So we have to be very careful about what we say. We have to be walking on eggshells. Okay, so let's take a look at another situation. This situation is a little bit more dramatic, but let's use it just to give an example. So let's suppose that there is a person that has a heart problem, problems with his heart. You know, this organ in our life in our body that keeps us alive. So this person has problems with his heart. He has a heart condition. Maybe recently he had a heart attack. So his condition is not very good. He is in danger, we can say. When we have this situation and something bad happens, you cannot say the bad news to this sick person because it's dangerous. His condition is weak. So if you say something negative, if you say some shocking news to this person, something bad can happen. So what do you do in that situation? You have to walk on eggshells. So you need to maybe use different words or prepare the person for the bad news, but you cannot just go and say the bad news. So you have to be walking on eggshells. You need to be extra careful. You need to be very, very careful. Okay? So, and finally, I will tell you why I decided to use this expression, specifically this expression today. You know, on Free Talk, we are doing a lot of different things. So we are doing these videos for you. We have more videos. We have the free course. We have the podcast and all that. But the problem here is that in the place where I live, there is a lot of noise. So you can hear, you can listen to a lot of sounds, all kinds of sounds. So sometimes to eliminate the possibility of those sounds in our videos or in our podcast, sometimes we have to record the podcast during the night. So in the middle of the night, I am up and I am recording the podcast. So I cannot make a lot of noise because I have neighbors. So if I start making a lot of noise, maybe they will complain. They will say, you are too noisy, we want to sleep, shut up. So when I record podcast in the middle of the night, I have to be walking on eggshells. I have to walk on eggshells. I need to be very careful not to make noise so that I can have a good relationship with my neighbors. Okay, so that is why I decided to use this example on this expression today. Okay, so that is the meaning of this expression, walking on eggshells. So on what situations you specifically have to walk on eggshells? When was the last time you had to walk on eggshells? You can let me know on the comments down here on the YouTube comment section or on Facebook, or you can use the hashtag walking on eggshells on Twitter. So thank you very much for watching this video, and please, I would like to know your comments and your suggestions. And also I would like to remind you that if you have not visited the webpage, you can go right now today. We have a lot of things for you. We have a podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher for you. We have these videos and we have more videos coming. We have a blog where we are going to give you regular articles about a lot of different topics. We have a lot of things and a lot of content on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. So make sure that you follow us so that you can get all this content that we have for you. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here. I will see you next week. We are going to make these videos every Thursday at 6 p.m., something around 6 p.m. So tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for a new video. Thank you very much. I will see you on the next episode, and keep it simple. See you then.